right? Yeah. Right. I don't even say anything anymore. Do you think it's off? Yeah, it's the short ones you think. Brian was making dinner and he goes, are you, gonna be home soon or are you gonna be home later? And I was like, no, I can't.
Oh. Hey, girls, why don't you move to those tables there?
Which one?
Or the chairs, actually in the chairs in the back.
We can sit at the tables. I send all the staff home.
Oh,
Which one's
okay.
in the back?
Or then at one of these tables here.
Fine.
What? Another one of those ones?
Yeah. I only have Jameson coming today and anybody else.
Thank you.
Because there was nobody that really needed to.
More of a red tape process. Document that we were here and the public was informed and invited, and no news is good news, right?
I didn't bring my laptop.
Thank you. Sure. We've met before or not.
I think we have.
It all becomes a blur to me. If we have, I apologize.
All right, good evening and welcome everybody to the special meeting for today, Thursday, November 3, 2022. Going to go down the roll call list, and Madam City Clerk, if you're ready.
Mayor Rosa,
I'm here.
Councilor Wheeler,
Here.
Councilor Farmer,
Here.
Councilor Ripley,
Here.
Deputy Mayor Tucci,
Here.
Councilor Hicks requested an excuse absence. Councilor Hart, Manager Alba, here. City Clerk Gonzalez, I am here. Finance and Administrative Services Director Horner,
Here.
Fire Chief Anderson, excused. Police Chief Escalera, excused. Public Works Director Fisher, excused. Community and Economic Development Director Martin, excused.
All right, thank you. So our agenda this evening is as follows. City Council Electoral Redistricting Public Hearing to receive comment on the City Council Electoral Redistricting. To open the public hearing, this public hearing is being held to receive public comments and recommendations concerning the City Council Electoral Redistricting. Concern is that this hearing be fair in form and substance as well as appearance. Council members, do any of you have a conflict of interest concerning this issue? Do any of you stand to gain or lose any financial benefit as a result of the outcome of this hearing? If your answer is yes, please speak now. Council members, can you hear and consider this in a fair and objective manner? If your answer is no, please speak now. Audience members, is there anyone in the audience who objects to my participation or any other council member's participation in these proceedings? If there are objections, please approach the microphone, state your name and city of residence, and state your objection. On the official clock on the back of the wall, which we know is 3 minutes off, the time now is 6:04 p.m., 6:05 p.m. Public hearing is now open. Madam City Manager.
And since I have had Byron with, Michael Hogg do a lot of the work, I would turn it over to him to get separate all the work.
Sure.
Thank you, City Council. My name is Byron Gum. I am the Regional Land Use Manager for Yakima Valley Conference of Government. We provide a number of services to various communities throughout the valley, and this specific instance, the request was made for YB-COG to help the process of the required centennial. Every 10 years, the U.S. Census updates population, and when that happens, the council districts, the electoral districts need to be modified to reflect any annexation that would have occurred within the city of Sunnyside and then be reflected on the electoral district map. We had our GIS staff analyst, John Rohrbaugh, perform the analysis. He went through and examined the different census blocks and the population data for those census blocks, and he created the proposed map that, on the screen is the old map. I have it set where it should flip every 7 seconds or so, just so members of the audience see that the existing map and the proposed map are very, very similar. It's difficult to see where any changes take place, but there were some minor changes, but the end result was all of the city council members are staying in their same district population. They are all within about 30 to 40 people, and the way that RCW that guides this process requires us to break things apart is that we create nearly equal in population. Each district shall be as compact as possible, consist of a geographically contiguous area, and the population data shouldn't be used for purposes of favoring or disfavoring any racial party. And then it's intended to follow natural barriers and preserve existing communities of related and mutual interest. As I mentioned, there wasn't any significant changes to the boundaries, and the purpose of today's hearing is to solicit public comment, see if there are any concerns or issues. If there are any changes, we would make an analysis of those comments and see if it would result in a change to the map. If there are no public comments, if there is no opposition, this is then placed on your agenda for your November 14th meeting to officially approve the redistricting.
Well, our next step then is, any person in the audience wishing to be heard on this matter, please approach the microphone, state your name and address, and offer your testimony. The audience members wish to comment. Rush towards the microphone. Council members, any questions or comments on this item? Mr. Rizzuti,
Thank you, sir. I just have one concern, and that is District 4. Given you, when you look at District 1, 2, and 3, and then you look at 4, with 4253, I don't have to remind council that elections in this city have been decided by a ping pong ball on more than one occasion. So that's an awful lot of difference between the other 3 districts, in my case, I believe.
Sure. Other comments?
What was it before? Do we know?
I do not know off the top. What I can do is find this information out, and on the analysis, I believe that there were some of the population numbers, so some of the challenge was the census really follow city limits. So there are some areas that are the census blocks, and I'm not sure that we were able to reflect that overlap between the census block and the city. Will confirm that.
Thank you. That's all I have.
Other comments? Sir, I thank you for your explanation, because my concern was the same as the deputy mayor, with the advantage of a population of more than 200 and some, or up to 200 and some, that our elections do swing on a very small margin. So having one district that has that many more people in it can be a little bit concerning. Appreciate your explanation there. Any other comments? All right, there being no additional comments from the public or the council, let the record show that this public hearing is now closed, and the time is 6:10. All right, as was mentioned, this will be picked up on the 14th for a vote. So that will be the next step of action there. Now move on to the next item on our agenda, executive session. We have an executive session of 30 minutes pertaining to receive, evaluate complaints or charges brought against a public officer or employee. However, upon the request of such officer or employee, a public hearing or a meeting open to the public shall be conducted upon such complaint or charge. RCW 42.30.110, to discuss with legal counsel representing the agency matters relating to the agency enforcement actions, or to discuss with legal counsel representing the agency litigation or potential litigation to which the agency, the governing body, or a member acting in an official capacity is or is likely to become a party, when public knowledge regarding the discussion is likely to result in an adverse legal or financial consequence to the agency. This subsection does not permit a governing body to hold an executive session solely because an attorney representing the agency is present. For purposes of this subsection, potential litigation means matters protected by RPC 1.6 or RCW 5.60.060 concerning litigation that the agency reasonably believes may be commenced by or against the agency, the governing body, or a member acting in an official capacity. Possible action. We ask all audience members to step out.
And actually, we would ask that we can take a recess. The attorney needs to be here at 6:50.
Beyond to be there? Thank you.
Oh, Peter is, okay.
Peter, are you there?
And Peter Altman is here.
All right, thank you.
And actually, I'm having a little technical issue. I'm gonna hop right off and I will be right back.
All right, thank you. We can give them a minute for, as you get back to your seat for him.